These are 5 series where I suggest even if you don't love the first book, you should continue to the second because it gets so much better. First, we have the Artifacts of Eranos series. Trial of the Sun Queen is the first book. It's basically like Hunger Games meets The Bachelor with Fae, and I read it and thought it was fine. I wasn't totally sold. But I'm currently reading the second book, Rule of the Aurora King, and the world building, the relationships, everything just gets so much better. And the fourth book is just about to come out, so it's the perfect time to binge this series. Next, we have the Plated Prisoner series. The first book, Guild, it is a King Midas retelling, and it was fine. I definitely was not getting the hype. Then I continued the story with Glint. Some books just take a little longer to hit their stride, and there was so much more going on that had me invested in this world. Also, it's a 6-book series and it's complete, so have fun. Now for one that is more like fantasy horror is the Alex Stern series, starting with Ninth House. I did really enjoy this upon my second read when I gave the series another try. There is just something about Hellbent that took it a step further. I was so addicted to this. I did a buddy read with some friends here on TikTok, and it was a blast. Really, anything Leigh Bardugo writes, I just know I'm gonna love. If you read Ninth House, just trust me when I say it gets better. Next up is This Living Kingdom by Tahara Mafi. Many people know her for her Shatter Me series. Well, also YA, this is a forbidden romance romantasy. It starts off very much as a Cinderella retelling. If you're a fan of Insta Love already, you'll probably really eat this up. But it took me some time because that's not my personal favorite trope. But I am so glad I continued with these Infinite Threads. Without giving too much away, I will just say that more important characters are introduced, and the character work in general and the relationships are so well developed. I absolutely cannot wait for book 4 to come out next year. And last but not least for this video, we have the Magnolia Parks universe. If by some chance you don't know what this series is about, it's very much a character-driven contemporary romance following socialites in London, London Gossip Girl if you will. These characters are deeply flawed, and especially in the first book where we're following Magnolia and BJ's relationship, sometimes it is really hard to root for them. But I'm so glad I continued the series with Daisy Hates, and together they just build such an amazing story because you're going to get different POVs, different characters that you're focusing on as the books alternate between a Magnolia and a Daisy book, but it's in the same world. Whereas Magnolia is a socialite, Daisy is the sister of a notorious gang lord, and while their lives overlap, they are also very, very different. Tessa Hastings writes some of my favorite characters, and I think you'd be remiss to pass up on this great series. What are some books that you think get better with book 2?